Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR.
And in these tubes, I have some Sonic movie posters.
Some of these may or may not be related to Sonic Movie 3. Now, I'm not going to simply just ask you to watch me open these up, put them in frames, and then beg for you to like and subscribe. I'm not that desperate. So not only are we going to absolutely do that, but I'm also going to show off some of the other posters I have in my collection, because I have some stuff from other Sonic movies, some other Sonic events, some other iconic posters. Also, there's one that I can't believe I have and I wasted my money on, but that's going to be towards the end. So without wasting too much more time, let's open these up because I've been sitting on these and I want to hang these up so bad. And we're going to start off with this one right here. Now, I want to give a huge thank you to my friend, Wow, It's RG. He was the one that helped me find this and actually helped me find a reliable source for it, because I was just going to risk it and go on eBay and possibly get a bootleg, which I didn't want to. He found a reliable source, he got one himself, and he managed to help me get this. And also, if you like Sonic Speed Simulator, he's your guy. He's a good dude. I like him. So anyway, thank you, Wow, It's RG. You're awesome. And the first poster we got, you can probably already tell what it is. Ooh, I'm excited. And you can tell this is minty fresh too. It is the Sonic Movie 3 poster. And judging by the print quality and the fact that it's also double-sided, you can tell, because it's printed on both sides, this is a legit poster. Now, if you're wondering where we got this, I think it's from movieposters.com. I'll have a link down below. Now, I also noticed they have coupon codes, so I was like, hey, I ordered this poster, and I have a lot of viewers that love Sonic. Do you want to help me get a coupon code so they can buy these posters, as well as maybe send me another poster? And they said, no, we don't like you, fatty. I'm kidding. But they just ignored my message, which hurts just as much. But in all seriousness, yes, if you do want this poster, I'll have a link down below on where both Wow, It's RG and I both got it. But we're not just going to hang this on the wall. We're going to frame this up and make sure it's, preserved and in good shape. And I get all my frames from Michaels. Most of the time, they have sales. I think they're $40 typically for these poster frames. And that's a little rich for my britches. So I just wait for them to have sales or something, and they have coupons and sales quite often, so it's worth sitting on and waiting for them to just have them in stock, because by the time I got these, I got them for 20 bucks a piece. So for 20 bucks a piece, these are really good frames. For now, I'm going to put this poster on the bed so I can comfortably open this up and then frame this. So let's put this down here, and I like opening the tabs on the sides that you see right here with a butter knife. Now, I collect a lot of things. I used to collect Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I collect action figures. You could say I'm a video game collector, but very low-key. But movie posters is a secret hobby of mine. It's not one that I indulge in too often. However, when I do indulge in this, I really indulge. I go in bursts. I do many at once. And then after that, I'm good for 6 months or 8 months. And then I spend so much money all over again. But after I'm done showing off these Sonic posters, I would like to do a video dedicated to showing off the rest of my movie collection. Or at least my movie poster collection. Because there's some pieces that I have that I'm very, very proud of. And some people will get very excited to see them. Alright. Let's get that out. And if your poster's too small, I love having this just reversed, so you have a nice white border around whatever picture you have that's too small for your frame. But thankfully, the poster we have and this frame fit in perfectly, so we don't have to worry about that. So we're just gonna drop this in like such. It's always a pain getting these in, because sometimes to roll back up on you, but thankfully this one's not being too difficult. And if it's reversed on you, that's good, because we want the other side to look right. So we're gonna gently slide this in so properly tucks into the corner. Slide down. But then sometimes the back piece doesn't want to slide into place all that well, so you gotta warp it a bit. It's not fun. And then you could just push them back into place, but I just prefer to use the butter knife again. Now, some of you might be wondering, how do I have the space to have all these posters? I don't. I try to frame as many posters as I can, so I can just hot swap them whenever I feel like just doing another poster on the wall and then not go through the pain of reframing them. But unfortunately, I don't have all of them framed just yet. I'm still needing, like, I want to say 4 more frames, and then they should all be framed. But here it is in the frame with 2 ring lights, like, trying to get into the image. And it looks stunning. I can't wait to hang this up on the wall. But keep in mind, this is not going to be the only movie 3 poster. This is just the teaser. When we get closer to the actual release date of the movie and it actually starts hitting theaters and we see more trailers and stuff like that, we're going to see a couple more posters most likely. So I'll try my best to get more of them. But for now, this is the only one and I'm excited. But since that one was a pain, let's open up one that's less of a pain. In this one, we got one that's been really exciting to get. Now, in order for you to get this poster, you had to see a certain movie. And I didn't really care about seeing said movie. And that, actually, this is the wrong one. I probably should have labeled these. Whoops. This one is actually one that I wanted for a good bit. This is the Sonic 2 poster. Now, there's another one I do want to get. It's going to be this one right here, and it is on its way over. I just got to wait for it to get delivered. But this one, I forget exactly how you got this. You had to, like, see it in, like, a certain, like, I think it was AMC theaters in order to get this particular poster. I got a 3-pack of them, so me and a couple of friends could get them all together. But I want to frame this one eventually, but not right now, because the other poster I'm getting later, which, again, I think I flashed it earlier, I want to frame that next to this other poster we got. This one, you had to see a movie for that I did not want to see. And the way they taped this is horrible. I hate this. I guess I'll just keep cutting this and just hope I don't get the poster. But they seem to have, like, double wrapped it, so at least I, like, appreciate that. And this poster is the Shadow poster. Yeah! I don't care about Transformers. I didn't really feel like watching that movie. So, we got a 2-pack of these 12 by 18 frames, which I think the poster itself is actually like a 17 by 11, I think? So, the frame itself is going to be a little bit too big for this poster, which the technique I talked about earlier where you just save the little stock art they show and just flip it so it just shows white. It shows a white border around it, so it actually looks half decent. And I like these type of frames better because you just literally slide them out and you're good. They have ones where, like, the sides of the frame come off. I hate those things. Those things are awful. Don't buy those. Thankfully, the Shadow poster isn't too expensive. I managed to get mine for like $15 before that seller ran out. I thought there was an image on both of them, but no, it's only on one of them. Crap. Actually, this thing fits perfect. The seller told me that it was at first a 12 by 18, but then they thought it was a 11 by 17. But no, it fits in this frame perfectly. I'm happy. This is fine. Now I have a spot where I'm gonna hang this one yet. But I do know I want to grab it while it's still available. I fully believe in you snooze, you lose. But look at that. This thing's sick. I love this. This is so cool. Now, the next one we're going to open up was one that I got off eBay. Honestly, the rest of these I got off eBay. The Sonic Movie 3 one, the actual 27 by 40 of Sonic and Shadow. Yeah, that one I got off that one website, but the rest of these I just got off eBay. I got a half-decent offer on this one, so I'm like, you know what, fine, I'll do it. I meant to get this one a long time ago. I accidentally got a bootleg, which be careful of that. It's easy to tell if they're bootlegs, thankfully. And I had a friend who promised me one, but then he got sick and got cancer. So, get well soon, buddy. But it's stuck. Don't open it! Ah! Alright. We just have a huge mess just going on over here. So the next one, I'm not sure how easy it is to tell from like this. But again, having it wrapped up like this too, like this is also assuring that this is gonna be nice. This one, I feel like was essential to having in the collection. But this one is also wrapped up like very tight. But yeah, as you can tell, it's the first movie. So we're gonna frame this up and we're gonna hang this one. This one's really important. There is one more that I do want to get from the first movie. It's kind of like the whole city is just in blue, and you see Sonic speeding, like writing his name, and then him just in the corner. I like that one a lot. It's a nice teaser one, so I want to have that with my teaser posters as a collection. But this one is supposed to represent what it looks like on the Blu-ray cover, as well as another piece of my collection. And I'm pretty confident Sonic Movie 3 is going to be doing the same thing when it gets closer to that release. So in my head, it's going to be out of place having this, as well as one of my Sonic Movie 2s, as well as the teaser for 3. But in all reality, nobody's going to really care. That's just a me problem. Time for another one of these giant frames. Let me know in the comments, like, if you could have any movie poster, like, hanging on your wall, that's officially from a theater, what movie would you have? I think one that I would love to have, that I don't currently have already, is the original Toy Story. The original Toy Story is my favorite movie of all time. I have a poster for Toy Story 2, which is also a great one, don't get me wrong. But the first Toy Story, that one doesn't make me sad and want to cry because Jessie's not singing a song about how she was abandoned. The first one's just fun. And I like the poster to that one because it's like what the cover of the VHS looks like. And not only is it nostalgic for VHS, but like, it's just so colorful too. It's really nice. Typically, my fiance likes to support me in my hobbies. Not financially, but morally. But this is one she's not a huge fan of because of how much room and how expensive it gets. The value on posters are all over the place. Some are more expensive than others. Most of the time, I try to spend no more than 30 bucks a piece on a poster. But there are times where I have, absolutely. In fact, two of my most expensive posters I've bought are for her, actually, not for me. Because I have one from one of the Lion King movies and one from the My Hero Academia movies. Okay, you want to be careful putting this guy in. But yeah, this one's going to be a bit of a pain to set up because it's so rolled up tight, and it was probably sitting in storage for a while that like it does not want to like calmly sit in there. But this, the way it's laid out like this is going to help. And for those who are probably wondering, why does this look all washed out and faded? And it's meant to be printed like that. And some of you might be wondering why it's printed on both sides. So, when you see a movie theater poster, like actually in the theaters, they're illuminated from behind. So most of the time when they print out a movie theater poster, they do the full opacity on the main side that you're going to see, and then they turn down the opacity, whether it be like 75 or 50% on the other side. So it doesn't look too vibrant and strong, and it just lights up the image, and it does a good job of that. However, there are times where they do a little bit of tricks when it comes to those posters, because it's not just simply just turning down the opacity on one of the sides. What they'll sometimes do is separate the logo and make that full opacity on the other side. For example, my Toy Story 2 poster that I have, it's just the white background with Woody and Buzz, and it shows the logo. On that poster, Woody and Buzz are just like half opacity or whatever. They wash it out a little bit on the other side. While with the logo, they keep that full opacity. So when you let it up in a frame, the logo itself shines much brighter in comparison to the other characters. Unfortunately, I don't have any light boxes to set that up. And if you want to grab one from the theater, that's not going to fit in a normal household because those things are meant to be like put in a wall with concrete. But thankfully, there are like ones that people like kind of make themselves for the most part, where it's just a giant light on the back of it, and it ends up costing anywhere from $200 to $400 a piece. And I have too many posters to do that with, so I don't do that. But if I win the lottery, I'm so doing that. It'll be a great nightlight. But anyway, here is Sonic Movie 1 all framed up, and I love it very much. Now, unfortunately, we have one more to frame up, and it's another full-sized one. I am not looking forward to cleaning up this mess. This is gonna be awful. This one is also for the first movie, but this one I didn't know they actually made into a poster. But I thought this was just an image online. And if you ask any fan, they'll be like, no, why would I want this thing? But I feel like this one is so good for preservation purposes, I had to get this one. So I don't know about you guys, but this one actually means a decent amount to me. This is actually pretty impressive. And I feel stupid because this is an empty one. I grabbed the wrong poster. God! Now this is the one we want. I'm looking in there, I'm like, there's no way they didn't send me anything. Alright, let's try this again. This one, some would say is cursed, actually. I love how it teases from the producer of Fast and the Furious. Alright, are you ready for this? I don't think you are. We got the original teaser of Sonic Movie 1. Look at that eye. Look at that silhouette. Look at those arms. Look at those legs. Look at the original Pumas. Now this, I got this poster for stupid cheap. That's like the biggest reason I bought this one. But like, this had to be in the collection. This is too cool. I love this. So now let's try and frame this one as Sonic falls over and I bump Shadow. I have so many posters like all over the place, frame-wise and everything, that things fell and it knocked over my top cam's tripod. But thankfully, this is the last one that we actually got to frame up and everything, and after that I can show off some of the other posters I have in collection. But since movie 3 is coming up very shortly and I'm very excited, let me know in the comments, do you think Amy is going to show up in this movie? I think if Amy's going to show up, it's going to be at the end. I think it's going to be a teaser. Because I feel it's not going to happen in this movie because I feel like that'll be like too many plot points. Because each movie has its own theme of Sonic growing as a character. Originally, I thought Amy was going to show up because, again, going into it, I thought like each one's going to have a theme. And I thought this one was going to focus on Sonic growing up and talking to girls. But no, this one is about learning how to be a team leader. Because the first one involved him, like, learning how to fit in with the world and, like, learn how to, like, not be alone. While the second one was, learning how to make friends as well as learning how to become a hero. And also, like, taking responsibility and all that stuff. So this one is going to be about, like, him becoming a hero. So I don't think Amy's going to show up throughout most of the movie. I think it's going to be a teaser at the end. And also, who do you think is going to be the big villain at the end of it? Because I think that the big villain is not going to be Shadow. I think it's going to be Metal Sonic. Wow. Look at this. This is cursed. Holy moly. But anyway, I think it's going to be Metal Sonic because he sees Sonic give him a quill, and I feel like he's going to use that against Sonic. And plus, with the, quote, leaks that happened, I don't know how long ago, that was mentioned. So, I like the idea of, like, hinting that. I don't know what I would rather have as the final villain. I don't know if I'd rather have it to be Metal Sonic or be the Bio-Lizard. The inner Sonic fan of me screams Bio-Lizard, but from a movie's perspective, the Bio-Lizard wouldn't make as much sense, at least from what we see in the context of the trailers. But who knows? Maybe they'll save Metal Sonic for next movie. We don't know. Watchers have two different, like, teasers at the end. One being for Amy and the other one being for Metal Sonic. That would be so cool. Because that could be a Sonic CD movie. And just imagine, like, they try to, like, somewhat modernize Amy nowadays. Because, like, Amy hasn't shown up in too much stuff all that much. But I love how they brought back the idea of her with tarot cards. So imagine her, like, being, like, a love-driven character that also does tarot cards. I can, unfortunately, see the tarot portion being a bit annoying in a movie, but that's just me. But I think that's what they would do. They'd make her an annoying character at first, and then they grow to catch feelings with each other. Or just make it a constant thing of Sonic's not going to show his real feelings, but people are going to ship him. But let's see this. Oh, that is cursed. I love it. Now, there's another reason that I got this outside of this thing just being cursed. Because with this black and blue motif, it'll go so well with another poster I have in my collection. Which is going to segue to me, like, showing off the rest of my collection that's Sonic-wise. Okay, this one's not Sonic, but, like, this one goes with the cursed poster. Because this is just as cursed. By the way, every poster I have in my collection is all authentic. These are all legit from movie theaters. I knew a guy who ran a theater back between, like, I think it was the 80s to the mid-2000s, and he had this in his collection, and I got it. So eventually I will hang this as well as Sonic Movie 1 together and just look cursed. Okay, this one is not entirely Sonic, but this is one of the first posters I ever got, actually. And it wasn't meant to grow the collection or the hobby of collecting these, but it was a pioneer. And that is Wreck-It Ralph. Because we have Sonic right there. Yeah! So, long story short, with this one, it was the last movie that a friend and I saw at our local theater, as well as the last time that we saw each other for like 10 years. And I saw him again for the first time a year ago. And, of course, he hugged and cried. But, like, I'm still happy to have this in my collection. Oh, yeah, there's Eggman. Yeah, it is a nice piece. I love this thing. And before we show off more movie posters, I want to show off a few of the smaller ones because they're a lot easier to see. And first up, we got the Sonic Symphony World Tour poster. I ordered this before I saw the Symphony, just so it'd be like, it would get here safely and not get bent on the way home. And I loved seeing this, and I really hope they come again soon because this was amazing. I loved this show so much. This next one's an iconic piece. This one you see in videos a lot, not as a poster, but just as an image in general. And that is the cast of the characters. Now, with this poster, I've had this at one point when I was younger, when I still lived at home, and my fiance, who was like a girl that I first started dating at the time, I had this poster hanging on my ceiling, and then she asked about one of the characters. So I told her the story a little bit, and just went on and on and on because I love Sonic, and then she fell asleep. I wish she was a heavy sleeper still, so it'd be easier for me to stream and just do whatever stuff late in the night, but not anymore. But we rebought this poster recently, and if you want to grab this one yourself, actually, I'll provide a link down below where you can get it, because it's not easy to find. But this means a lot to me because this is not just a Sonic poster to me. Like, this is like one of the first things that her and I connected on. So this is what I got for my birthday this past year when I turned 31. So this will always be like a special poster to me. This will always mean a lot to me. But we got 3 more posters to show off before I call it the end of the video, because this video is already too freaking long. But this poster is the one that actually kind of fueled my collecting habit of these posters. And that is the key frame, or I guess the key poster, whatever you want to call this, the key art. I don't know. The main image you think of when you think of Sonic Movie 2. This one we got directly from the theater when we saw it at the premiere night. Long story short, a kid threw up next to us. I told our manager to make sure it got cleaned up, and they gave us free tickets. And then I asked about getting one of these posters later, and then they just ripped it off the wall and gave it to me. So I cried that day. I was very excited, and I was very happy I got this. This is such a cool poster. This is so sick. And then shortly after, I want to say a month or two later, my buddy John, shout out to my buddy John, got me this poster. Now, this is a poster that you can probably find in a smaller form. I want to see it like places like Walmart or whoever sells like posters like this, like FYE or whatever, Five Below. But this one is the one from the theater. This is the 27x40. The image on this is just so much cleaner on this versus the one that you can get at the store for like $5. But it is still a very cool poster. I just wish Knuckles was in this art because I would love to hang this up rather than the other one. But yeah, great poster. But let's show off the last one, which in my opinion was the biggest waste of money I've ever spent. Now, judging by the size of this thing, you can kind of see where this is going. It hit the ground, okay? This is how tall it is. Now, this is about the size of a movie theater poster pipe, okay? Or tube, or whatever you want to call it. This fills this thing. Now, I bought this on impulse because I thought, who else is going to have this thing? Originally, when I saw it, it was like $100, and I thought, no, that's silly. But I still watched it on eBay because I wanted to show my fiance. And then before I got home to show her, the seller sent me an offer that was significantly cheaper than $100. And it wasn't even like $80. No, I forget how low he dropped it. I want to say it was at least 30-some% off. And then I'm thinking, if he's gonna drop it that low, what if I send him a lower offer? You know, with permission. So I asked my fiance, and she's like, you know what, screw it, why not? But we didn't think about the repercussions. We didn't think about the responsibility or the consequences of our actions. Because this, I can't get a frame for. A frame for this would cost me probably $300. This is a poster for the Knuckles show. Okay, now this thing stands taller than me. If you want the exact measurements, I think it's about 6 feet by 4 feet. This thing is massive. Okay, here's an image of my head versus Knuckles' head. Like, I am like right in front of this poster where I tried to hang this on a wall at one point. So, this is meant for a bus stop, okay? And just like a movie theater poster, it is printed on both sides. Now this one's not made out of like paper or anything. This is, like feels like more like plastic or something. Like this, I don't know the exact material, but it's definitely not like a movie theater type of paper. Like this is definitely something more sturdy. So I got like little clamps and hung them on the wall, and it took up the whole wall. To be fair, I got this thing for cheap. Well, it's cheaper than I should have got it, I guess. But after I thought about how am I gonna take care of this thing, how am I gonna preserve this, now it just sits in a tube. Originally I had it on the wall, and then the little like sticky tabs I had, like clamping it up and holding it up, they came off the wall. They gave up on this thing. And unfortunately, so did I. So unfortunately, Knuckles for now gets rolled up and put into just one of those little tubes or whatever that I just show it off to friends every once in a while to be like, hey, look at this big waste of money I did. Now, how many people are going to have this in their collection? I still stand by that. Not many people are going to have this thing because it's too cool. But I wish I had a proper way to display this thing. This is too wild. This is too cool. But that sums it up for this video. So, this almost hits the ceiling. Oh my lord. So anyway, if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. If you made it this far into the video and you actually got to this point and like watched this, I like cannot thank you enough for watching this whole video. Because, okay, I'm gonna be completely vulnerable and real with you. The only reason I was able to afford these posters today was because of how well recently the channel has been growing and how much revenue has been like showing up. Like you guys are the reason that this happened. So thank you for enabling me. But no, in all seriousness, I am very, very thankful for the recent growth that I've had. And I want to get to the point where I could do my full-time job part-time and try to focus more on this. Because I want to get back into streaming. I want to be able to put out more content, whether it be like shorts or full videos or whatever. But you guys are the biggest reason that this is all happening, and I can't thank you guys enough. So, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. And I owe you guys a lot. You guys are... I don't know what else to say other than thank you. But this was fun. Thank you for watching. And now I gotta redecorate the house a little bit now that I got all these posters all framed up. But anyway. Thank you for watching. I love you guys to death. And I'll see you on the next one. So peace, peace.